Mitt Romney, the trilogy, Super Bowl, the scandals, anti-vaxxers, and measles. All right, join me at the water cooler, if you will. Let's welcome in the Washington editor of the National Review. Eliana Johnson joins us today. Eliana, good to see you again.
Good to see you, too.
All right, here we go. Mitt Romney is not going to run. He will not be the Republican nominee. There's a smile on your face. I got a feeling that, quite frankly, there's a lot of Republicans who are privately smiling as well.
I think the feelings are mixed because Romney's participation in a primary would have made it much easier, in a way, for a non-establishment candidate to win the nomination, because he would have really given Jeb Bush and Chris Christie a run for their money in the race for the establishment money.
But can't he do that also from the backside here? Because while he's working with everybody, he becomes, as a guest said recently here on the show, a kingmaker, if you will. And there's a lot of money that he has that can go to the right person.
That's true as well, and I think you saw him do that in his remarks to his supporters, where he said he really feels that the next standard bearer should be somebody who comes from a new generation of Republican leaders. That was a jab at Jeb Bush, a direct jab at Jeb Bush, saying Jeb Bush should not be the candidate. It needs to be a new face, a new name. And in doing that, he really opened the door for a Marco Rubio, a Scott Walker, a Chris Christie. And so even as he's bowing out of the 2016 race, he's very much signaling what type of person he thinks the party should nominate.
Okay, Eliana, then who then is that? If we're taking out some of those establishment, that would be Jeb Bush goes out, maybe even let's see, who else would go out there? Maybe Perry goes out. You know, maybe
Santorum, anybody who we've seen before.
Huckabee, Santorum. Okay, then who is that fresh face who can beat Hillary Clinton?
Well, I think Mitt Romney wasn't explicit, but he opened the door to people like Marco Rubio, Scott Walker, John Kasich, people who either are first-term senators or serving in Republican governorships across the country. And there are plenty of people like that. The Republican Party right now has no shortage of young leaders who are considering a run for the presidency.
It's funny, too, because you mentioned Marco Rubio, and I've heard his name mentioned an awful lot today. I didn't expect it. You hear him in the same level as Scott Walker, but I expected to hear other names. But Rubio may just be the one to get a boost up here. All right, let's move on to something else here. The anti-vaxxer campaign that's going on now, measles, that's happening around America. It's spread from Disneyland. You now have parents saying this herd immunity is the wrong thing. Keep kids out of school if you haven't been vaccinated. I mean, this is a problem here. So I need to ask you, what do you think about all this? I mean, these parents who won't get vaccinated, and a lot of parents are scared.
Absolutely. It's crazy. And a lot of parents are scared, and rightly so, because it's not just a personal decision. It goes far beyond that, because not vaccinating your own child, it doesn't just put that child at risk. It puts every other child at risk, because diseases, you mentioned measles, are extremely contagious. And so it really is a public health risk.
All right, I got about a minute left here. Another thing on the water cooler, Super Bowl is coming up on Sunday. First of all, are you a football fan?
I'm not a huge football fan, but I have to say, in the past several weeks, it's been impossible not to follow everything that's been going on with the Patriots. So I'm happy to give you an uneducated opinion.
Okay, no, that's fine. So, did you find all this sideshow entertaining to watch all this and all this air pressure in footballs as somebody who's not really even connected with football?
I did. I have to say, you sort of have to admire the Patriots for their brazenness and bravado.
Ah, okay, an admiration of the Patriots for bravado. I kind of like that. All right, so let's see then, as someone then who is not a real big football fan, I'll still throw it to you then. Are you going to watch the game, and who do you like on Sunday?
I got to say, I'm rooting for the underdogs.
Okay, so you're rooting for the Seattle Seahawks?
Yeah.
Okay, are you going to go someplace and at least watch the game? Is there a party in your future on Sunday?
I'm just waiting to be invited.
Oh. Eliana, if you were here, we would invite you to the party. We'd be here. We'd have lots of chicken wings for you. I promise on that. All right, Eliana Johnson, a pleasure again to see you. Thanks so much. We'll talk to you again soon. Okay. Hey, there's only one place and one network, one show where you can kick back for a few minutes and revel in gags and guffaws about the nation's capital. The political punching bag is next.